I'm not here to educate right now too much. But I was just having a conversation about Santa Claus. And people was telling me that people were just telling me that, Santa Claus helped them have, or the idea that they taught people, teach their children Santa Claus because it helps them have a healthy imagination. And it's funny, right? Because I'm like, I never believed in Santa Claus, and my imagination always been healthy as hell, right? And I always say that, well, number one, believing in Santa Claus has absolutely zero, you understand me, to do with imagination. You understand me? Like 100% zero. So what happened is that I started giving a breakdown, right, on the ritual of Christmas and Santa Claus. So every year, most of the black parents, they still go get a white Santa Claus. Whether you got a white or black, it don't really matter. It's going to be an old man lap you got to sit in. You got to tell this old man who's a stranger whether you've been naughty or whether you've been nice. Now, if he feels like you've been a nice kid, you understand me? Now he gonna come to your house, but you gotta give him your sweets, and he gonna give you something. He gonna give you a gift. You understand? Now this is crazy because when I was growing up, I was happy because what helped me have a better imagination as I thought about it was the fact that my parents never lied to me. They told me things exactly the way it was, and I could imagine the rest of everything for myself. Right? So they told me exactly the way reality was, what was real and what was fake. And I always felt sorry for the kids who celebrated, right, Christmas. Because it was, number one, it's normalizing a lie. It actually represents a lack of creativity and a lack of imagination because everybody's telling their children the exact same lie, right? And if your children need to have a fostered imagination by believing in Santa Claus and sitting on a white man's lap every fucking year, that's some weird pedo type behavior. You understand me? And it just gets to this point where we got so many traditions in our culture and society that we practice because of traditionalism. Most of our parents and great-grandparents, they practiced the same crap, and they wasn't smart. They wasn't intelligent. They didn't know better. They didn't have a level of awareness. So we practice what they practiced out of tradition, not because they were actually intelligent or they knew better. Because most of us helped get, these terrible eating habits. Then you get around Christmas time and you got to get all of these gifts, even if you ain't got it. And if you ain't got it, it makes you feel bad about not having it. You understand me? So that's the unfortunate aspect of reality as well. So you got to get back to this point where it's like you can create your own holiday. Like niggas can meet up, families can meet up, the first week of December and they can give each other gifts. Just say this is Love Day. You understand me? For the family. Y'all can meet up every month. But, I feel like if you're a child that's not that smart, right, then it's easy. You can tell your child a lie because your child can't think. But you can't continue to tell your child a lie when you know they can think. See, I was the type of child that I just think about it. Like, if you'd have told me that lie, I would have thought about the fact, well, how the hell does Santa Claus have licenses to make everybody else toys in his factory, you understand me, based on the list that I give him? How is he making the toys in Toys R Us in the North Pole with little midgets, small people that's known as elves? But is he selling knockoff toys or is he selling real ones? You understand me? So I was that child that be thinking about all of this. And then how's the stores making money if Santa Claus is making the toys? This is why we ain't got no financial literacy, because children was programmed to believe things that were so dumb. As adults, they don't have any common sense or logic whatsoever. You understand me? It just didn't make no sense. So, and then growing up in my neighborhood, hearing the shots every night, like going to sleep, like I probably couldn't go to sleep until I heard gunshots. You understand me? So hearing that, I know Santa Claus wasn't pulling up. I know he wasn't going through the back door or the front door. It just did not make sense. And then if you got a father in the household, it don't make sense why another man got to come and drop off the gifts. You understand me? And why he dropping off gifts? And if you're not there, then how you not going to tell your pops that there's a man coming in the crib every night? Once a year dropping off gifts for the children. That happened in that movie. What's that movie, man? Where they was doing the robberies. And bruh found out when he got the robberies, and he was in war, and he found out, you understand me, that bruh was dropping off those gifts to his girl. Dang, what's the name of that movie, man? It's a classic. It's a classic movie. I just wanted to understand in 2000, going on 2023, how do we still celebrate stupidity? Because that's all we celebrating. We celebrating that you are so dumb, I can tell you anything and you will believe it. And then they say, oh, this is going to be good for my child imagination. I'm going to tell them the same dumb thing I was told, and this going to bring us closer together as a family. There's no statistics that shows that. None of that. You understand me? Yet I see grown, fake, woke black men go line up to take their kids to a fake Santa Claus with a beard. You understand me? Sit on this man's lap that's warm and tell him if you good or bad or not, and give him a list of things that you want. And then he gonna call you a ho, ho, ho. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. I'm just saying. So I was having fun with this conversation because I feel like this is why black people have so many savior complexes, because if it was training the imagination, if anything, it was training you to rely on the white man every year. He gonna give you something if you just good. Master's gonna give you something if you good. You understand me? Instead of, nah, man, you got to do all of this for yourself. If you want gifts, you got to do it for yourself. You want to take care of your family, you got to do it yourself. You can't depend on the white man to take care of your family every year. And then if a person ain't got no money for Christmas, so what? They ain't everybody got to give you no goddamn Christmas gifts. You understand me? Like, I feel like, you know, like, and then there's no black Christmas. It's only a white Christmas. The best Christmas is a white Christmas. Why we got to have white Christmases? Why it can't be a black Christmas? Right? And all of the celebrations go back to we ain't even talking about the Santa being like the Satan and all of that stuff. We're not even going that deep into it. We just going into the logic. Plus, nothing about Santa Claus feels black at all. Nothing about the Christmas tree, nothing about the songs, nothing about the eggnog, nothing about putting them little ugly socks and dropping gifts off in it. Nothing feels black at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just tell black people that have nothing to do with the making of Christmas whatsoever. It got to be the whitest holiday ever to exist. And like for like a square white family too. You understand me? So it's like, it makes black people look stupid because it don't even look like we're celebrating something that was ever for us. There was never a slave during slavery time that ever waited on Christmas. So when did even black people start celebrating Christmas in America? That's what I want. That's the question I want to know. What year did it had to be after we got free, after Negroes got free, they put them in a church. There was a year that black people started celebrating Christmas because they never celebrated it during slavery, because how could you? You ain't getting no gifts. You working for free, right? So it had to be one year where niggas just start celebrating Christmas, and it had to be one church that viralized this crap too. And it had to be just based on the fact that black people wanted to be assimilated with white people so much. You start practicing their traditions, right? Once you got Christianized, and it felt like you was free. And then it got passed down and passed down and passed down. And so what they realize is that these niggas is so big of consumers that if they practice it every year, we're going to get a surplus in our business. They're going to come to our stores. They're going to buy what we tell them to buy, and they're going to feel like they're free. Somebody said, hey, now, Malcolm appreciated the Baptist church because they showed him support. What the hell that got to do with 19 Keys? And what that got to do with this conversation? Y'all act like everything, shout out to Malcolm. Man died 50, almost going on 60 years ago. That ain't got nothing to do with Malcolm. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to use Malcolm as your excuse. And that Baptist church that helped him 60 years ago. That ain't got nothing to do with 19 Keys. Y'all wild sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, I can't wait till we get to a point where common sense and like logic and stuff is just at the highest level. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just at the highest level. Like, we only do things that make sense now. We're not doing nothing that don't make sense no more. And like, children's imagination has nothing to do with lying to them. I don't know who taught anybody this. Like, that is probably the worst thing. Like, teaching people the truth and then telling them to imagine a world that could be is how you foster the imagination. Not lying to them about the world that is. That's delusion. You're fostering a manipulative illusion inside their mind. You get that? You know what I'm saying? So I teach the kid, this is what everything is. Now imagine what could be. This is what it is. That's how you foster creativity. That's how you foster these things. You know what I'm saying? Teaching them how, like, think of, what if every year you told your kids, think of a tradition or a ritual or something that we could practice other than Christmas. And imagine that, and then you practice that. That's teaching imagination. That's teaching creativity. The parents today don't have a high level of education, so they don't actually know how to foster a child's imagination. So that the excuses that I commonly hear are the excuses that you were thrown, because anytime you're using excuses from yesteryear and some other people, it is a lack of thinking for yourself. So you don't really know. So you're going to insert what somebody else said because you don't want to think for yourself. So it's very hard to get people to do anything when they don't want to think for themselves, and you're operating off traditions. Traditions in America, we have all of the holiday traditions are the worst traditions. Well, what about getting together with family? Well, just get together with family. Why do you need a holiday that was given to you to get together with family? Why do you need Easter to get fly and pray and love God? Why do you need Thanksgiving in order for y'all to come together and have dinner? So what I think is that actually decreases the times that we have family functions because you're waiting on holidays, right? But instead of, man, let's get together every Friday. Let's get together every month. Let's make a Thanksgiving in July and say, let's get together and practice this. Let's just switch it up. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be calling these kids hoes in order to get them to foster their imagination. And you ain't got to sit them on the lap of odd, strange men for whatever reason. I don't know why these old men are volunteering for their jobs to have kids sit on their lap. Y'all never think about this. Y'all never think about it, that old man is a weird, sicko, pedo, and y'all just throw the kids to the wolves. Man, I lose my mind if my kids will never sit on the lap of another man ever and ask them for anything. And y'all wonder why you got all these grown adults begging for things that they can go give themselves. So, I just wanted to put that thought and that ideology on your mind because I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with y'all. This ain't even being woke. This is just logic. I don't know what woke is anymore. Woke is used and weaponized in so many different ways. The political people say the woke doing this. Everybody say you're too woke. I'm not woke. You understand me? I'm not woke. I'm dreaming right now. Shoot, I don't want to be woke like everybody else. I just got logic. I just operate off pure reasoning and rationality. And there's nobody that can defeat that rationality because it makes the most sense. All of the money that we spend during holiday seasons is literally just us giving money away. That's an investment power. When we talk about what we're doing here at Oasis, it's saying that, well, shit, just sacrifice Christmas and we'll have billions of dollars to put together educating our neighborhoods and putting putting food bodegas and, putting mental health clinics and putting fitness gyms and doing everything that we need. So I don't want to hear that bullshit about your Christmas. And I don't care if you have a happy Christmas or a white Christmas. And I know some of y'all just being introduced and they're saying, man, kids be wild. But I'm really not here to participate in assimilation. I'm not here to go to become some mainstream speaker that everybody just love and he just say all the stuff that we love. I ain't got shit to do with that. That's on y'all. I'm not trying to be a perfect representation or presentation of, this mainstream black man. No, I'm just going to tell you some truth. And if you rock with it, you rock with it. If you don't, then, you can always choose to be a man or a sucker.